Hello, 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 everyone. My name is Paula Abdul, and my wig stand is behind me. And I have already done the steaming and the rolling to the wig. And so now I'm going to take and I'm going to remove the rollers out of the hair. And I'm going to start from the back, and then I'm going to work my way up to taking all the rollers out the hair before the styling goes, so you can get an idea of how you remove the rollers, okay, properly, especially sponge rollers, because some people don't know how to do that. Thank you. Now this word right here, which is on Lily D, which I've already did the steaming already, and I've done the rolling, okay? I'm going to start with this back roller right here. And instead of pulling and yanking the roller out, I'm going to take the roller, instead of yanking it, and I'm going to unwind each one, okay? This is the reason why I'm doing this, so people can get an understanding of how a ringlet is formed if you properly take the roller out right. Okay, you don't want to just yank it and pull it and stretch it. You want to unwind your hair off that roller. Okay, so make the proper decisions when you take it and you removing hair off a roller, because sometimes people say, oh well, I don't like to use sponge rollers because sponge rollers break the hair and I have problems with them and I don't really like them, and so they'll do it like that. Okay, so it's basically pretty much what you're doing with a sponge roller, and you can see that the sponge roller is going to give you the same exact result that would happen if you did it all with the curling iron. Okay, sponge rollers can do this. Okay, so don't be surprised. Okay, that the rolls and the curls are tight. Okay, and this is what we are striving for, so that people can see that when there is hair that you're trying to take out the sponge roller, you can also just kind of pull it like this too. Okay, and that will give the sponge roller its curl. But if you're doing it right, okay, then the sponge roller should just softly unravel it until you get to the end. And if you feel like you got to pull a little bit, then pull it. Okay, and this is another way to make a ringlet as well. Okay, for a whole lot less. And this is the reason why I want to do this, because some people may feel like that this particular method is outdated, but in the end, you're still going to get a curl pattern that was in a wig that was straight. And so this is the reason why I'm doing this. Okay, to give an idea, when I said you can do the same thing with a roller and or with a sponge roller, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay, and so when people who not roll hair, people who do hair and they know how to do this, this is, oh wait, we already know that. Well, it's still some people on earth who don't know that. Okay, and may have never thought that, I never thought about ever taking and just really taking sponge rollers and then using some steam and rolling and putting the steam to the roller and then rolling my daughter's hair, or re-rolling her wig, because having these hairstyles done with these beauticians is starting to become really pricey, especially when it comes to getting pictures done and everything else done. And I really need to have some peace of mind when it comes to working with these wigs, especially for people who they really don't have, their parents don't have the money for no human hair. No matter how much they want it, they don't. They got two, they just don't have it. And they need to learn how to work with the kind of hair that they have. Okay. Now, I'm getting around on that side, and you see me pulling each roller out. And I'm going to turn it around this way also, so we can still keep seeing what's going on with this roller situation here. Because I still have quite a few. I've added quite a few. Okay, there's a lot of people who do like you know, who don't like straight hair and they like curly hair, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but you must understand that this was a wig that was straight first, that was eventually, there was rollers put in it. Okay, so this hairstyle is not black girl's hair. I must say again, this is not the African girl's hair, period. This is synthetic, and it is a wig that was rolled up with sponge rollers. Okay, just because they use sponge rollers don't make her black now. Okay, if the person ain't black. Okay, anybody can take and put rollers in their hair, light skinned or dark skinned, white or black. Okay, getting the hairstyle is the hairstyle. Okay, and ringlets are popular, just like people do when they're doing a jewelry curl. It's pretty much going to come out the same thing when people say, oh, well, you know, this is my fun hair. Well, fun hair is curly hair, okay? And you can remove them, and if the rollers get stuck, just do it. That's it, okay? And kind of like pull that curl down or whatever. But in the end, this is what you're going to get. Okay, and with the sponge roller area, because you want that part to be like kind of tight there. So if the individual want ringlets in her daughter's hair, okay, to be able to make the hairpiece and create the hairpiece, this is the process that you have to go through. When people go, well, I just want my daughter's hairpiece did, and I want it done right. But that don't mean that, you know, you can't do it right yourself. Hello, and start thinking in that way, okay, that if you buy a hairpiece that you can handle taking and rolling your daughter's hair. All you gotta do is just sit down in a chair and get your little wig head and a little wig stand, and just go ahead on and pull those rollers out. And I turn this wig around so you can see what I'm doing. I'm getting all the sponge rollers out first, at the top and everywhere. And I want people who don't do hair to see this. Okay, but oh my God, are you kidding? Are you crazy? I can't do hair. Well, hey, you can have a hair. I'll call it as a hairstylist too. Okay. As I said before, with the last, with the wig I did with the Black Madonna, it is really, in general, what you are getting out there hairstyle is a ringlet. Okay? A ringlet. This is what they call a ringlet. Okay? Ringlets look like what you see here. Up close. Those are ringlets. Okay? Very much like a cold wave or jewelry curl style. But it don't mean that it's a jewelry curl, and it don't mean that just because you see somebody who have curls, okay, in their hair, that they all black. You can take, like I'm saying, take that silky baby fine hair and get this style. Okay, I'm proving it to you right here. But synthetic hair, all human hair can hold this type of curl, but synthetic hair might need a little bit more stain. Okay. But yet, in the end, the result is going to be the same. A ringlet will become, that drop curl thing will be in there. Okay. And that's the reason why I turned the wig around so they can see what I'm doing. Okay. If you feel that your wig don't have enough curl in it and you want more curl in your wig, it's easy to put curls in your wig. Okay? Easy to do. I'm just dropping the sponge rollers back into my little area, my little bag that I have for it. And I'm taking them out. Now I'm around the front. And I'm taking wherever I put the sponge rollers at, I'm taking it out. Okay, because that's where I want the tightest curls to be. Okay, in some areas I wanted the curls to be very tight, and in other areas I want the curls to be looser, and so I use bigger curlers for that situation. Even though people might feel like the sponge roller is not necessarily the most popular And they may even feel like the sponge rollers, oh my gosh, sponge rollers are so cheap, I don't like them. But look at the beautiful curl that you can get out of a sponge roller. Hello? So, hey, don't knock it till you try, sweetheart. Okay? This is showing you what I'm working with right here. Okay? I sung in choirs and worked in churches my whole entire life. And I worked as a professional singer for years. These hairstyles were styles that were very popular among girls who was in choirs too. Okay? They're sung in choirs. I sung in Christian Life Choir in my 20s. For the youth choir and they mass choirs as well. And so, you know, in Stockton, California when I lived there. And so these styles are beautiful styles. And they very easy too. I'm turning this around and you can still see I'm still getting a few of these sponge rollers out. Okay. And so I put the sponge rollers at the top to get the most tightest of the tightest of the tightest of the tightest curls. Okay. And this is the hair piece that is getting this. Okay. So when black folks are talking about, well, how come y'all never wear your own hair and how come y'all don't wear your hair curly? Hey. It's still that same silky, curly, silky weave that they gonna take and put some sponge rollers in, honey. They ain't the hair around this here. Okay? Don't get it twisted. Because they took and put some sponge rollers in, don't mean that, shit. That's black girl's hair. That ain't black girl's hair. It's synthetic. It's African, people. Now, as we get finished, then these bigger rollers at the top, I'm going to start to remove, I'm doing is taking the bobby pins out because it's a bobby pin that's in there. And I'm going to remove that bobby pin out of her hair. I'll just push it out, push it. That's why I used to hold it, not clips. And then with this roller, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take it, even though it's bigger, and do the same exact thing. I'm going to unroll this off this roller. The same exact thing that I did for the other one. I'm going to use it, and that's a bigger curl there, and I'm going to unroll it. Okay, let's see the technique that you use for all these rollers. Remove them the same. Just because it's not a sponge roller, that don't matter. Okay, a roller is a roller in the end, and you have to know how to take that roller out. Don't just snatch it out and unwind it. If it's long hair, unwind that roll all the way, and you're gonna get the same thing. Okay, in the end, that little drop curl thing is in there, clearly seen. Trying to get some good light there. That's clearly seen right there. And I'll put it back in my little stand over here because I have my case that's here. And so when I get finished, I put the rollers right back where I got them. That way you don't lose your rollers. Okay? Very good. So, as you see, can you really tell the difference between which roller was which? No. They all coming out looking the same in the end, whether it was done with a sponge roller or whether it was done with the other roller. So what difference does it make? You still creating the same exact style. Okay? As I did with the pin curls. And now doing, as you see me doing it, even with these hot curl and hot rollers, even though a lot of people like these better, okay, in the end, it's going to be the same result. So don't get it twisted. Okay, you'll get the same result if you had a jimmy curl roller. The same one. Remember, this was done with stain. Once again. Okay. I also use the steam. Also, you see me steam it with the other thing. And you saw me steam it. Yeah. So, now once you do that, don't rip it. Just softly unwind. And be very careful when you unwind it and release it until it lets go. Because it has these little tongue things on here. These little wedges. And those wedges will take and just rip your weave. Okay? It will just rip it if you don't know how to remove it. Okay? And so, let me turn this around. Pinwheel, spinning around. And look at my pinwheel and see what I found. And pinwheel, shining so bright. Kiss me good morning and kiss me good night. Very good. We spinning this. Okay, spinning it. I'm going over here, and what I'm doing is I'm looking for the bobby pin, and I'm kind of pushing that bobby pin out. Just kind of go to the end, find where the bobby pin is, and push it. I'm taking my ring off, okay? Very good, very good. Okay. And we watching the process here, okay? This is really actually learn how to do hair online, baby. That's what it really is. Okay? Instead of going to cosmetology school and LA Trade Tech and all that, this is YouTube University, baby. And Paula Abdul is breaking it down to you. How I got some hairstyles down through the years. Now, I did a lot of these hairstyles in the 80s. But in the end, it is what it is, okay? Don't make no difference about what year you did it and what year you learned how to do it. And what I'm doing is I'm passing down the knowledge of how to do it. Now, when you look at